Hello, I'll be talking about another complication of diabetes mellitus, and this is called DKA or diabetic ketoacidosis. So in this means there is acidity due to presence of ketone caused by diabetes. So here what happens normally in diabetes or in diabetic patients, there is increase in glucose level in their blood. So because of that, the cells are not receiving enough glucose, and specifically for DKA, there is insufficiency or no insulin at all. So when this is happening, the cell is really becoming weak because there's no glucose that are being sent to them, because that is the function of the insulin. So because of this, the liver will try to compensate, the body will try to make up for that. So in the process of doing that, glucagon will be released from the liver. So when this is done, this will result to increase blood glucose level more, because this will be released to the blood. And because there is no insulin, this blood glucose cannot enter into the cell, and still the cell is still signaling that they are weak. The liver will go ahead and secrete proteins and lipids for breakdown, for digestion, in order to produce energy for the cell. But because there is still no insulin, this glucose will not enter into the cell. So because of that, the last option is to break down fats. So there will be breakdown of fat, and the product of this is called ketones. So when these ketones is being produced, this leads to secretion of what we call the acetone. So in acetone, this is why diabetic patients have sweet smelling breath, and because of this acetone, the digestion, the metabolism of the body is now acidic, because acetone is acidic in nature. And when this happens, it affects the lungs, making the because that is the blood going to the lungs is already acidic, and this will produce more CO2. So you see the patient always breathing with labor and deep breathing. So it can also be called the Kussmaul breathing. So when this is occurring, the body will try to compensate the acidity in the blood. While doing this, you will see that because there is hydrogen ion, because of that acidity, it will try to displace each other, where hydrogen ion will leave the bloodstream and enter into the cell, and then the potassium, which is supposed to be in the cell, will now enter into the bloodstream. So when this happens, it will make the bloodstream to have too much potassium, and that will be hyperkalemia, and then the cell will be lacking potassium, and that will be hypokalemia in the cell. And when this is happening, normally in diabetes, there is increased urination. So this will make the potassium in the blood to be excreted through the urine. That is why there is presence of potassium in the urine of a patient, because of problems with the kidney as well. So when this is happening, the body is really losing potassium. So, and this will make the cell to be hypo in production, in amount of potassium. And one of the remedies for this, you can give IV fluid, you give insulin, which is very important, and then there should be potassium replacement. Thank you.